Hey everyone, Kevin Cruz with LeadX here. Quick rant. It's about when learners say they're not going to your training or taking your training because they're too busy. And this came up because a client finished rolling out a new program, surveyed all the people who took the program, the Kirkpatrick stuff. And then they sent a survey to all the people who didn't take the program, which I thought was pretty cool. Like, how often do we really try to understand our audience including the ones who didn't participate? But the results came back, and by far, the number one reason they said, the participants said, why we didn't take the training program, it's that I'm too busy. I was just too busy. The number two reason said it was a bad time for me. Maybe it was the end of the quarter, lots of client stuff going on or whatever. But it was a bad time for me is the same as saying I was too busy, right? Same thing. The third most popular reason, why didn't you take this training program, was I didn't see the relevance. It didn't have value. Okay. And that number one reason, I'm too busy. Well, we could have all predicted that that's what they were going to say, right? Because if you look at, like, say, the LinkedIn learning survey every year, a bazillion learners, they ask them, like, what's the barriers to learn? Everybody says, oh, I value learning. I want to learn. I want to growth. I want to join a company that supports my growth. And then they don't take any of the training programs offered. And they always say, no time, no time. That objection, let's use sales language, that objection is a smokescreen. They're not lying to you on purpose, but saying I'm too busy, I don't have the time, is another way of saying it's not valuable. So that third ranked item is really the truth. And it's the same in our own lives. Like, sure, you say, Kevin, do you want to be healthy? Oh yeah, I really want to be healthy. Do you want to lose weight? I'd love to lose weight. What do you think of this gym? This gym is phenomenal. I really am grateful for the gym. I'm going to use the gym. I like the gym. Okay, Kevin, why didn't you go to the gym once in the last 30 days? Oh, it's been a really bad time. I've just been too busy, which is another way of saying, and it might be legit, no judgment, I valued putting more hours in at work than going to the gym. Maybe I valued making dinner for my kids instead of going to the gym. Maybe I valued watching Sixers basketball, which is a flaw of mine, instead of going to the gym, right? All of this I'm too busy is saying I valued something else more than the training program. That's why I didn't go to the training program. This is important because if you want to solve for this, if you want to increase participation and you're like, they're too busy, how do I make them less busy? They don't have time. How do I give them more time? You're not going to solve that. You have to look at how do I add value? So really quickly, Leslie Camino, Keysight, in one of the case studies we did with her, you can find it on Forbes, said, look, our CEO has an annual strategy meeting with senior leadership, and then it flows down. We create training for our leaders around how to execute that strategy. So it's about alignment. It's about doing things that will align with what the CEO wants. That's pretty valuable. There's other people that will add value around, not so much for the corporate interest, but personal interest. Degreed told me that when they started explaining to people, look, you complete this thing in Degreed, you get a certificate, you can post it on your profile on LinkedIn, and you keep it even if you leave the company. Now I'm taking training because it's like an investment in my career. It might help me get promoted. So there's value at a personal level. So how can you increase the value of the programs that you're offering? What would they truly value? Not what you think is important. What do they think is important? Second, how do you communicate that value? So make sure you're getting that value message out. And the single best thing you could do, communicate the value through their manager. So if I'm a sales manager and my manager, regional director, says, hey, Kevin, this quarter, need your team to hit $5 million in revenue. You got an open spot, so hire a rep and clean up your data in salesforce.com. Okay, I'm going to be really busy working on those three things that are valuable to my boss. If they're valuable to my boss, they're valuable to me. Now, if my boss says, and there's a fourth thing, Kevin, there's a new program out called Leading for Employee Engagement. And this is how you can do some things to engage your reps so you don't lose them to our competition. We don't have to backfill them next year. I'm going to go through that program, Kevin. I look forward to talking. It's voluntary. You don't have to do it, but I hope we can have a conversation about it in 30 days. All of a sudden, I'm going to make time, find the time to do that 1 hour e-learning program because my boss says it's valuable, right? It's communication of value. All of this now is just saying, look, you're always going to be told, I don't have the time. It's not you, it's me. I just don't have the time. The real thing is they're saying, I don't see the value in what you're offering. So how do you increase the value? How do you communicate that value? And if you can answer those two things, you'll move the needle on the number of people who will join and take your programs. Good luck.